Welcome back to the Gun Dungeon, guys. Got a different type of video for you here today. I don't claim to be some expert reloader that can get down to the perfect load for every single gun with every single caliber, but I do have a lot of experience and I have a lot of years of doing this, so I figured I would make a video showing you how to quickly find the accurate range for your rifle loadings. So you can see I've got my little notebook in my pocket here. I've got this 7.62 by 3.9 Ruger Ranch. That's what we're going to be working on here. And what I've done is I've loaded up 12 rounds. And this is all by Hodgdon's online data here. This starts out with CFE Blackout, BLK. That's the powder that I'm using. And it starts at their minimum charge. And I go up 0.2 grains every single round here, all the way up to the max charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these through a chronograph, and then we're going to plot them out, and we're going to find our nodes. Now, this is kind of a half ladder test. There's more to an actual ladder test than this, but I do this just because it's quick. I don't have to set up a target at 100 yards. I don't have to shoot for groups through a chronograph. I can just get my velocities real quick, plot them out, and then go from there. And it gives me a good starting point on where to start with finding that super accurate load. And of course, there's a lot more variables that go into it. You can do this with different powders, different bullets, different seating depth for your bullets. All those are going to be variables that you're going to want to fine tune. But this gets you in the ballpark very quick for the powder that you're using. So I've got the chronograph set up. We're going to shoot some rounds through it. This is also something that'd be really good for somebody that can shoot close range at their house and then has to go to a range to get longer range to shoot for groups. You could do this real quick, load you up some loads that are in those nodes, and then go to the range and shoot for groups. But either way, if you want to skip through the chronograph, feel free, go right ahead. I'm going to load this mag up and start getting some data. All right, so I've loaded the mag up. The hottest are at the bottom, so we're going to work up as we cycle through here, and then I'll collect all my data. I'll yell them off as we go. You may or may not be able to hear me, but this is going to be the minimum charge. Dial this baby down a little bit. $22.33. $22.59. Yes, I'm watching where my brass goes because I'm going to pick that crap up. $22.79. $22.90. $23.22. $23.51. $23.39. $23.68. $23.64. Notice that one went down a little. $23.85. $23.85. Error. I'm going to leave it right there though. We can deal with that. So that's what we got. I write like a child. I should have done this with a crayon, but that's my crappy handwriting on my knee, and that's what we got. If you want to pause it and take a look, but I'm getting ready to plot it out, and I have some points that I need to make while I show you the plot. So stick with me through that. Here's an interesting point for you. If I can get my camera to focus. There we go. See if you can tell the difference in these primers. And remember, we started at the min, ended at the max. Can you tell a difference? Goes to show you can't always tell pressure by Primer Signs. All right, guys, here it is plotted out. Now, one point that I want to make is when you're making your graph, be sure that you actually measure your spacings here. What the measurement is doesn't matter, but as long as you're consistent this way and consistent this way, then you'll have a more accurate graph. The measurement itself doesn't matter, but be consistent all the way up. So you can see what I got here. Now, sometimes you'll have a low node and sometimes you'll have a high node. And by node, what I mean is an area where the velocities kind of stay real close to each other for a period of time and then change direction. That is the node. So as you can see here, in between these 4 points, that's going to be my node. So somewhere in here is going to be the most accurate load for this powder with this bullet at this seating depth. So that's what you got. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I'm going to find right here, I'm going to go right here in the middle here. And I'm going to load up 5 rounds with this powder charge. 28.7. I'm actually going to split, since it's a 4-dot node, I'm going to split it. I'm going to go 28.8. I'm going to load up 5 rounds of 28.8 grains of powder. And then we're going to go put it on paper. Let's see how she does. Put my money where my mouth is. Here we go. All right, guys, it is showtime. So I've got 5 rounds, 28.8 grains CFE BLK in here. This is actually a pretty rowdy powder. It's I've never found another powder that gives me close to the velocities that this powder does. It beats any other published data by 100, 150 feet per second or better. So it's pretty rowdy powder. You probably get a little better results with a less rowdy powder. Let me think of some other excuses real quick for possibly having a bad group here. It's kind of cloudy out today, can't see real well. A little shaky, a little nervous. So, anyways, all right, it's showtime. See if we can get a good little group here. Oh yeah, another excuse. Not the best target up there either for shooting groups. That's my last excuse.
Went down to that river, washed my sins away. Praying, 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 praying for another day. I went down to that river.
Well, one thing about it, with that target, I ain't gonna know how good I'm doing until you all do.
Back at me, I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. Another nail in my coffin, another nail for me. I gotta look pretty when I go down. Another nail in my coffin, can't you spare one more? I gotta look pretty when I'm knocking down heaven's door. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man.
Well, the damage is done. Let's go see. Well, there it is. I brought it inside here because I left my tape measure in, so I just brought the target. But, as you can see, if we go center to center, we're sub MOA. Center of the target, center of that hole, which is the right edge of that hole. If we go center of this hole, 1 inch goes to the right edge of that hole. So we have a sub MOA group here with a 7.62 by 3.9, 16-inch Ruger Ranch rifle, first swing at it. And it's election season, guys, so make sure you gather all these signs that you can because they make excellent target stands. Maybe actually holding it here where you can see the context with the body. That's your group there. You know, it's not terrible. 7.62 by 3.9, Ruger Ranch, sub MOA, first swing at it. Get you in the ballpark, guys. And that's what this is intended to do. It's not intended to give you the most accurate load right off the rip because there's so many variables that play into it. You got to play with your seating depth a little bit, try to get as close to the rifling lands as you can. You know, if you're limited by a mag, that's something you got to deal with. Different bullets are going to shoot differently, different powders, different burn rates. They're all, like I said earlier, you may have a low node and then a spike and then a high node. And you can choose between those nodes which one you want to choose and go with. But this gets you real close, in my opinion. That is not bad. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Something like 94% of my viewers aren't subscribers. Come on. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Anyways, till next time, guys, stay tuned.